What happened? Can you hear me, Caleb?
I came to warn you, Elijah. I came...
Oh, quiet now. I'll get you inside.
No, Elijah, no. It's too late. I'm dying. Jezebel ordered the prophets killed. All must worship Baal now.
No, Caleb. It can't be true.
We are lost, Elijah. Israel is lost.
It's time for the dedication, my lord. We mustn't keep her waiting.
Jezebel. Were it not for you, I never would have known how sweet life could be.
The people await your word, Ahab.
Prophets of Baal, friends, noblemen, Jezebel, queen of all that is mine. The God of Israel is dead, and Baal has taken his place. And tonight we dedicate this temple to the God of the sky, who alone has the power to bring rain and make Israel prosper. Long live Baal! Long live Jezebel!
Who are you? Turn away from the worship of Baal, Ahab, or as the Lord lives, he will curse the land.
So, you're one of the prophets. I thought we put an end to your kind. No matter. We shall settle the issue here and now.
Listen and hear me well, Ahab. As the God of Israel liveth, there shall be no rain until I, Elijah, call on the Lord to deliver it.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him! Kill him!
Find Elijah.
This way, you went towards the
Elijah,
I'm not afraid to die, Lord.
go eastward, Elijah, and hide thyself at the brook Cherith.
Let me strike, Lord. Let me put an end to this wickedness.
Check this one here.
Go, Elijah. I shall provide for you there.
He's not here. Move on. My men have combed the desert for months now. He's nowhere to be found.
Then he's escaped into another country.
No, sir.
I'll declare war on the kingdom that takes him in.
We have been to every country hereabouts, sir. They have signed testimonials. They all swear that Elijah is not within their borders. He is dead, sir. No man can survive this long on the desert, especially since it hasn't rained in
So be it then. Elijah is dead.
King Ahab, sir! I've given the trees half as much water. You can use the rest for your horses.
Use it all on the trees.
But, sir...
All of it. Do you hear me? Baal is God. The rain will come.
Thank you, Lord. I'm humbled by your love for me. But how much longer must I wait here? Let me return and finish what I've begun.
Must we wear these silly outfits?
The object of our little play is to please Baal, not to quibble about costumes. Remember, by acting out the miracles of Baal, we show him that we have faith in his power. Places? Ready?
Ready!
Oh, great Baal, we know that you and you alone can make it rain. Command the clouds to gather and pour out moisture on this barren land. Command the clouds to gather and...
What's that I hear? Methinks a prayer for rain from yonder mortals below. Gather, all ye clouds, send a mighty shower.
You have to jump. First there's thunder, then the clouds separate, then lightning. Lightning strikes. And now, oh, Baal.
Ouch! Watch it with that thing. I can't help it. This costume is too big.
Can I be the lightning? He's not very...
Put that back on. We're almost at the part.
I refuse.
No, we're not ready for that yet. Not until I say, oh, Baal, make it rain. Jezebel, it's not working. Our prayers are not enough. The blood of the prophets was not enough. Baal requires a sacrifice.
Yes. All the followers of the God of Israel must be offered.
Precisely.
Elijah, arise and prepare to leave this place.
Where shall I go, Lord? To the temple again? Where?
To the village Zarephath.
Zarephath? Lord, I will stay here or in Zarephath for as long as you say, but what about King Ahab? What about the people? I want to help them, Lord.
Go to Zarephath, Elijah. A widow woman will sustain you there.
I don't worry about myself, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Mother, I'm hungry.
I know you are, dear. It won't be long now.
May I bother you for a cup of water?
I don't have much.
And a morsel of bread, if you could.
I don't have any bread. I was gathering these sticks to prepare my last handful of meal. After that, my son and I will die.
Dear woman, if you will feed me first, I promise you, in the name of the Lord God of Israel, you will have food until this famine is through. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Another.
What does Baal want?
I must confess, I don't know why this famine persists.
It persists. For Elijah's sake.
What are you saying? That heaven has honored his curse?
No. Elijah lives.
Oh?
Elijah lives, and Baal will withhold the rain until he is dead.
I should have killed him in the temple that day. I should have finished him there and then. Baal be my witness, Jezebel. I will find Elijah. I will find him.
Elijah!
What happened? What's wrong?
He's dead. My son is dead. Why? Why? He was getting better. Why?
Oh, Lord, my God, why have you brought death to this house? Oh, I beg you, Lord. Bring him back. And make him live again. Oh, my Lord, my God, thank you.
Your work here is finished, Elijah. Go and show yourself unto King Ahab.
Have forced Baal to punish us.
You brought this curse upon yourself. Go. Gather all the prophets of Baal and meet me on Mount Carmel. There we shall see whose God has power to save.
A challenge, is it? Good. Then I accept. Now I can see that Baal was waiting for this moment to prove his power. And when he does, then I will finish you. Then I will kill you before all the hosts of Israel.
We will place sacrifices on these altars ready for burning. The prophets of Baal shall call on the name of their God, and I will call on the name of the Lord. The God who answers by fire, let him be God.
Yeah! Show these people
mighty Baal, see how we wound ourselves for thee. Send down fire from your throne and reveal your power. Again. Hear us, O Baal.
Come now, louder, louder! For surely Baal is a god. He's just not able to hear you. Maybe he's talking to one of your other gods. Or perhaps he's out hunting. Yes, that's it. I hope for your sake that he isn't away on a long journey. Continue, continue!
Oh, powerful Baal, send down your fire. Show them that you are God.
You, take them away and bring me water, as much as you can. Do it. Do it again. Once more.
This is madness. That water cannot be wasted.
him?
No. We'll let him fail. Then the people will kill him for us.
Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God, and that before thee there is no other. Now the Lord God of Israel will have his justice.
What are you doing? Don't you see? This man has the power from the devil. He is evil. I order you in the name of Baal, kill him! Kill him! Someone help! No!
Now I see the wisdom of your timing. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
I see Baal has brought us rain. Did you kill him slowly?
The prophets of Baal are dead. Elijah had them killed after he proved that the Lord is God.
My faith is strong. It will stand the
Caleb, what happened? Can you hear me, Caleb?
I came to warn you, Elijah. I came...
Oh, quiet now. I'll get you inside.
No, Elijah, no. It's too late. I'm dying. Jezebel ordered the prophets killed. All must worship Baal now.
No, Caleb. It can't be true.
We are lost, Elijah. Israel is lost.
It's time for the dedication, my lord. We mustn't keep her waiting.
Jezebel. Were it not for you, I never would have known how sweet life could be.
The people await your word, Ahab.
Prophets of Baal, friends, noblemen, Jezebel, queen of all that is mine. The God of Israel is dead, and Baal has taken his place. And tonight we dedicate this temple to the God of the sky, who alone has the power to bring rain and make Israel prosper. Long live Baal! Long live Jezebel!
Utah. You are watching Mormon Talk with Carson O. Kimball and Brett O'Call.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mormon Talk. I am Carson O. Kimball.
And I am Brett O'Call.
And tonight is a very, very special show. As you can see, we do have a very special guest coming on during the second hour. So please stay tuned for that. Also, do we have any other announcements to make before we begin the show?
My wife wanted to thank Dave Hawkins for the wonderful gift bag we received. She loved the package. You know, she was able to partake in some of it.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So last week, what's wrong? What happened?
It looks like we. I wonder if can you guys hear us? Hello.
Hello, is everyone still in the stream?
Stream? Are you there?
It says that we are connected. It says that we...
Okay.
Hello, this is Carson O. Kimball. I'm sorry for the unprofessionality of the show right now, but can everyone hear us?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Can hear. Okay.
We can hear you.
Well, wonderful. Great. Okay, I'm getting some mixed people. One person says they can't hear us. Okay.
Still steaming? Oh, streaming, sorry.
Okay, well, wonderful. Okay. Okay, everyone. Well, anyway, let's just go ahead and start that over. Hello, everyone. My name is Carson O. Kimball.
And I am Brett O'Call.
And this is Mormon Talk, the world's only LDS stream. And we have a very special show planned tonight. To our our right here, we have a picture of Brad Wilcox, who is an epic person. I'm sure most of you know who he is, but if you don't, Brad Wilcox used to teach at BYU, and he is a leader in our church, and has given some of the most just inspiring talks and written great books. We'll talk about those during the second hour when we have him on the air, and it's gonna be amazing. So please, it's not too late. Just because the show has already begun doesn't mean you can't invite your family and your friends to tune in. So just go ahead, if you're on desktop, and copy that link at the top of the screen, and go to your social media, tab over to Facebook or MySpace or whatever it is, and
just start posting it.
Just paste it all over wherever you can. Paste it on forums. Paste it on your Instagram, your Snapchat. Send it to everybody, because this is a very special show. And if you haven't already, please press that subscribe button, even though we haven't even begun yet. There's no reason I should be asking you guys to subscribe, because we haven't even done anything yet. But just do it, you know what I mean?
You're gonna be pleased. You're gonna be pleased with the content in front of you.
Great, awesome. Well, what were you saying about our parcel that we got?
Yes. My wife was able to partake in the package that Dave sent us.
Right.
And she just wants to let you know that she loves the package.
Yes, we got, for anyone who wasn't here last week, we got a package from Dave Hawkins. Anyway, from all the way from Hawkins, all the way from Australia, Dave had put together a package and filled it with all sorts of just a variety of zany treats. Some of them were like these crackers that were meat pie flavored, or sizzling sausage, or burger flavor.
My wife loved the sizzling sausage.
Yeah,
that was probably her favorite.
So
Scarlett liked the meat pie, right?
Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a sec. I just wanted to say, Brett and I were, just full disclosure here, I can't eat gluten, and I also don't eat sugar. And Brett
I only eat meat.
Brett only eats meat. And so we felt very just disheartened by Dave's package. Not his
Art of
fault.
Floundering says great package from Down Under.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Down Under. Great package. So anyway, Dave's package was, needless to say, we're looking at all the different flavors, and we're from the United States. And, we're used to nacho cheese flavor or sour cream and onion, just normal
ranch.
Yeah, normal people flavors and stuff. And so with meat pie and sizzling sausage, Dave's package was pretty
exotic.
Exotic, but a little overwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a little overwhelming, because that's not a flavor profile that my tongue is used to, And so,
speaking of a flavor profile, we opened up the Vegemite.
Oh my goodness.
After we went off the air last week, we opened up the Vegemite and, gave it a little sniff first.
Yeah.
Because that stuff
will clear your sinuses, for one.
Overpowering.
Right.
I'm the kind of person that I love wasabi plain. What I like to do before I before I started only eating meat, I would go to a Japanese restaurant and I would order some ice cream, and then I would get a little wasabi on the side, and I would take just a teensy bit of wasabi and on every spoonful of ice cream, and it really just spiced it up. It was a great addition to what would be a normal dessert. It really added a whole new flavor to it. So I'm a person that likes very interesting, powerful flavors.
Right.
Vegemite was a little too much for me. I gotta admit, you people from down under are tough.
Yeah, I put my tongue on it, and it was very overwhelming. And I didn't. Later that night, I was laying in bed, and I woke up at like 2 a.m, and my mouth was completely swollen. My tongue was swollen. My throat was swollen. And I found out that I'm very allergic to the ingredients of Vegemite. It was very uncomfortable. I couldn't breathe. But even before that, the taste was so unpleasant, just putting my tongue on it, it just tasted like I was tasting like maybe someone melted like a tire, like a lawnmower tire down, and it just tasted like that. And I thought, perhaps just not for me.
It kind of tasted like what I imagined kombucha would taste like.
Yeah, probably. I have no idea. But if that's the case, all the people at Whole Foods have a pretty bad taste.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
An actual personal question.
Okay.
I guess it's not that personal, but I'm wondering what the church's stance, and maybe your stance more specifically, on green tea ice cream would be.
Green tea ice cream.
What if it's just green tea flavored? I don't know if any actual tea goes into the ice cream itself.
Well, here's my thing personally. It's kind of like rum raisin. It's like if you're putting rum on, like the taste of rum on your tongue, and you're letting it just kind of tickle your tongue and just, you're like, this is delicious. And that's just kind of like the first step into something you shouldn't be doing. I think it's a kind of a gray area, but personally, I think that there are so many other flavors out there that are just amazing. Just why even risk it? You know what I mean?
I agree. I watched someone order some green tea ice cream when I was, when I'd go to this Japanese restaurant, and I thought, man, that looks wonderful, but it's only an appearance. I like the color. My favorite color is, my favorite flavor of ice cream is mint chocolate chip, and so seeing the green tea ice cream really inspired that desire to try it, just because it was a similar color. But yeah, I should just stay away from it.
Yeah, I think that you're probably right. Well, anyway, so even though we were not able to enjoy Dave's wonderful package that he sent us, my wife is not allergic to gluten, and Brett and I, we tasted the stuff because we thought maybe just like the flavoring on the outside of the crackers maybe were not that big of a deal, so we just kind of put Dave's just the different things that he sent us on our tongues and just kind of tasted it, and kind of just went through the whole lot. And I will say, like I said, the entire package was very overwhelming, except for the popcorn. It was like the sweet and salty popcorn that he sent us. That wasn't very overwhelming, but my wife enjoyed Dave's package. Your wife enjoyed Dave's package, definitely.
She really got into it.
Right. It was, but personally for myself, it was a little bit more overwhelming.
See, I was able to handle the flavor a little bit better.
Right.
It was definitely very strong.
Right.
But I kind of like the strength of flavor when it was in my mouth. It because again I didn't
even the Vegemite.
I didn't like swallow any of it, so it was fine. But no, the Vegemite.
You had to have swallowed it. Because if you put the taste on your tongue,
no, I'm talking about the cracker. I'm talking about the cracker. Like I didn't chew it up and swallow it.
Right.
I was able to just lick the flavor. But the Vegemite, I I heard someone gave a suggestion to put it on toast or something.
Right.
I've heard that, and toast. Here we go. So I had to try it plain, and I took like a little toothful of it. And I just kind of scraped it into my mouth, and it. You guys are a tough people.
Yeah, Australians
with a robust flavor palette.
Yeah, one that I personally find just overwhelming. But anyway, thank you, Dave, so much for letting us and our wives enjoy that package. And we look forward to trying other exotic treats in the future. We actually have a lot of viewers in the Czech Republic. We were looking at our analytics the other day. A lot of people that watch us are from the Czech Republic. They just don't watch us at the same time that
do they have anything unique there?
Yeah, of course they do. Czech Republic is just full of zany, delightful treats. But we'll leave that up to them.
Imagine bland.
Yeah, that's kind of how I imagine a lot of different places.
Just like Eastern Europe in general.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, well, wonderful, great. We're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines, everyone. The moment everyone's been waiting for. Well, besides Brad Wilcox joining us, the second hour, of course. But wonderful. We're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. Please, I cannot stress this enough. This is a family-friendly program. We don't allow any sort of bad language or anything that's intended to shock or even harass,
harm
the families that are watching. And there are a lot of viewers that are members of our church. We are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so if there's anyone who has harsh feelings toward our faith, we're just going to have to ask you, maybe sit this one out tonight, because tonight is a night where there are lots of families tuned in. It might only say like a certain amount of viewers, but if you take some of those individual viewers and you have to realize there's entire families gathered in their living room watching on their television.
Yeah. Like 70 viewers doesn't one-to-one transcribe to people. That's not 70 people that are watching. That could be 300
That's 70 devices that are currently streaming.
Yeah, that's just a
to
device.
Individuals or families. Most of the time families. So
yeah.
Please and thank you. Anyway, without further ado, hello caller. You are on the air with Carson O'Kimball.
And Brett O'Call. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Hi guys, how are you?
We are wonderful. Welcome to the show. Do you have a question for us? We are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and naturally, a lot of people have questions about our faith. So if you have one of those, go ahead and throw it at us. Or if you have a question about just life in general, Brett and I are here for you, my guy.
Or maybe you're excited and you want to share that excitement for the latter half of the show.
Right.
With Brad Wilcox joining us. Express that excitement as well.
Am I the first call of the night?
Yes.
You're the first caller on the air. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Cool. Brett's microphone isn't working super good, just as an FYI.
Oh.
To whoever's doing this.
Okay.
The audio portion.
Can you hear this?
Just as a heads up, but you can fix that later. No, I was just calling to say I showed my little sister your show, and she's 15, and she's super excited about watching you guys.
Wonderful.
And in fact, we were wondering, is there a mailing address? Because you got a package. How did they send that to you? Because she has some fan mail she wants to send you as well, and I do too.
For safety reasons, that package
That's
did
fair.
have to go
No
kind
problem.
of
You
around
don't
the
have to-
world.
Yeah.
That's fair. Did they DM you on Twitter or Instagram or something and get it?
Actually, we got.
Because I don't want you to say your address on the air.
Actually, we got an email, and our moderators vetted the person to make sure they were a safe individual. And
Is that the
then our
Mormon
moderators
hotline at
took care of
gmail.com?
that. They have a system that they go by, and then it eventually ends up here in Lehigh with us.
Nice.
And so it can be an extensive process. We are looking to open up a P.O. box here in Lehigh, but
Nice.
we're going to go ahead and wait until we have more subscribers to do that. So if you want to mail us something, share the show, and we'll get there.
Yes, totally.
But
No,
anyway,
that
do you
would
have
be cool. And
another question for us, caller?
No, I was just going to say my temple name is Joseph.
Hello, caller. You're on.
Box here.
I'm so sorry. Sorry to all the families for.
Hello.
Hello.
That's exactly why we don't give out our P.O. box address willy-nilly. You know, it's someone could use that information against us.
Hello.
To troll us.
Hello. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball
And Brett O'Call. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Hi, I just want to say that I'm so excited that you have Brad Wilcox. I actually do personally know him.
Awesome.
He's a good family friend. He's a good friend, like family friend. Like he's friends with my parents.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
We don't know him super well, but you know
we're gonna know him a little bit better after tonight.
Yeah, and we've spoken briefly on the phone and have emailed back and forth, and we've got plenty of questions for him, and we're even going to devote some of the time for our callers to call in and ask him respectful questions as well. So it'll be a wonderful time for everyone. But anyway, caller, do you have any questions for Brett and I?
Yeah, that's really great. No, but I also wanted to share. Yeah, we go to church together because I recently joined the Mormon church. The Mormon church, and we were we were in church.
Is this a serious call? Because it doesn't sound like it's going in a serious direction.
No, it's serious. So we were in church.
Then why are you laughing?
I don't know. Okay, we were in church and he put his cock in my. He put his cock in my mouth.
Oh my God. I saw that one coming from a mile away.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball
and Brett O'Call. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Hello, Carson. Hello, Brett. This is Brother Flick. How are you guys doing?
Hello, Brother Flick. We're doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great tonight. Well, I'm super excited. I can't wait to hear from your special guest tonight. It's going to be so great. So, anyways, I wanted to call in. I had an idea, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Just, I know it's early. It's still October, but I know for this upcoming Christmas special, this is just something I had in my idea. Possibly having a quartet between you, Brock, and Freddie Phillips, and the four of you guys could do a quartet together, and I was just wondering if that could be on the possibility. I don't know.
I think we've already done that.
It's funny because I feel like we're all on the same track here. Definitely expect things like that, Brother Flick.
Okay, I was just wondering, just wanted to give that for an idea. So,
well, it's a wonderful idea. I think that you've been
all
beat
right.
to it, though. But
all right, well, I'll let you guys get back to it, and God bless you guys. I love you guys. Goodbye.
Okay, thank you. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball
and Brett O'Call. Welcome to
Hey, Carson, and hey, Brett.
Hello,
It's
welcome to the
Nick.
show.
Hey, it's
Who is
Nick.
this?
Just wanted to let you guys know I'm working on a really good song right now with Randy A. Williams. He's such a great guy.
Oh, you know what? We agree with that one. Randy A. Williams is a viewer of Mormon Talk for all the listeners, and is a musician.
Are you working with him in person on the song, or just over the internet?
Over the internet.
Okay, that's probably for the best.
It's been such a great experience with him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a great guy. You know.
A couple of things. The first thing I wanted to ask you guys is, what are you guys going to do anything special for Halloween?
Well, we've been talking about certain festive activities that we could do, but yes, we are. We will.
Oh, that's
We're going to
great.
have to go ahead and keep that a secret for now. It won't be this week. It'll be next week. But yeah.
Yeah. The next thing I wanted to ask you is, what's your biggest fear, Carson?
Oh man, my
Wow.
biggest fear. Well, you know what?
Not afraid.
And the same thing to you,
into that
Brett.
one.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll let you in on it. I am very, 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 very afraid of rabbits.
Wow.
I have a scary when I was little. My mom would, because she was a stay-at-home mom, and a lot of other parents, they had two parents working and stuff, and so she would kind of do daycare for us when for other kids, and so we have an extremely large home and large yard, and so a lot of children would come play with us, and it was a fun time. But we had these rabbits, and I wasn't afraid of the rabbits, but
Remember the time Wilson gave you a rabbit's foot for good luck?
Yeah, that has nothing to do with that. Wilson was trying to mess with me. But regardless, one of the children that were there, they wanted to share something with me, and we were having a snack time, and this child was older than me at the time, and they asked me if I wanted some raisins, and I said sure, and so I ate the raisins and I lapped them up, and they tasted just horrible, and the person was giving me rabbit dung, and yeah, from our own rabbit cage, and I got in trouble. My mother punished me for eating rabbit fecal matter, which a lot of people might be laughing, but I was in a lot of trouble. And that night I had terrible dreams about just the rabbits and things. And then the day after that, my mom told me I had to clean out all the rabbit cages, and I had never done it before. And I had to take the rabbits out, and they were just scratching me and hurting me and biting me. And
I can't even imagine.
so there's that. And then I'm also afraid of heights, and I'm also afraid of losing the ones I love.
Aren't we all?
Lost my best friend before.
On the rafting trip.
Yeah, on the rafting trip. It's in my book. But you know what?
I'm definitely going to get your book.
For me personally, it would have to be Nutcrackers. Also stems
right.
from
I'm
my
sorry.
childhood.
I can't really hear you.
For me, it would have to be Nutcrackers. It's a fear that stems from my childhood as well. Yeah, my parents, when I was very young, probably 3 or 4, took me to see this play, and I don't remember what play it was. I don't remember what it was about, but I just remember these horrifying visions on the stage of just these nutcrackers, and it filled my dreams for months. And I would sneak into my parents' room and sleep under their bed, to sleep close to them, because they didn't want me sleeping near them, and so I would sleep under their bed. I would sneak in after they fell asleep so that I could be close to my parents.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah.
For me, I'm only scared of things that aren't real, like ghosts, zombies, mummies, stuff like that.
Well,
okay.
It comes from that imagination.
I guess in the last thing I just want to say, did you guys know Chris Christie is in the chat?
You're pulling our legs.
It's probably
No, I swear I saw him chat. Happy Meg WV was talking to him.
Oh, well, awesome. So we did email back and forth with Chris Christie a little bit, but Chris Christie's watching the show right now.
I can't believe that.
Well, wonderful. This is amazing. Well, shout out to former Governor Chris Christie. We really like you, man, and thanks for tuning in. please stay tuned for the second hour.
Wow.
We have an epic speaker that is going to be joining us, and we're so excited.
Christy, what are you doing watching our show? You should be campaigning for president.
Yeah. I wish.
I think
that
he
would
said
be
somewhere
awesome.
in the chat. I think he said somewhere in the chat that he isn't running for president.
No, he's not.
I think that's what
he's
said.
not, but we wish he
Yeah.
he stuck
Well,
with it
congratulations, guys.
this year.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a great night.
Thank you for the call.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball.
And Brett O'Call. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Hi, is Brad Wilcox really going to be on the show tonight?
Yeah, the second hour he will be on, so please stay tuned. Gosh, that's
Oh
only in
my
15
goodness.
minutes.
Time
Oh my
flew
goodness.
tonight.
You know, it's like Brad Wilcox, more like Brad suck my cock, you know?
I don't think we can trust any more callers.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball.
And Brett O'Call. Welcome to Mormon Talk.
Please keep this family friendly. Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, I just have a few questions about marriage.
Yeah, go ahead.
About what?
Marriage.
So, with marriage, you guys think that it's just between a man and a wife, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I just wanted to know, you guys are both married?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I don't feel comfortable with just a man and a wife being married together, because also you guys, in history, I believe there was marriage between a man and a wife and another wife. Is that right or no?
In history, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you clarify what the difference was? Because I'm relatively new to the culture.
Well, it was
And
God's will.
What was the change exactly?
For the men that underwent a plural marriage, it was God's will. God called upon them to take multiple wives in this lifetime.
Yeah, and that's the difference. The Lord says in the scriptures that he has only commanded that at certain times so that he can raise up a seed unto himself. And it was very difficult for people to practice. Very difficult. None of those men wanted to do that. None of those men wanted to, have multiple wives. That's a lot of work. It's hard.
But when God calls upon you,
Well, I don't
to
disagree
do it,
with that. And as a man being married, I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's difficult. Marriage can be difficult.
Why did they decide to do that and then decide not to do that, I guess, is my question.
Because it was no longer the Lord's
and I'm not trying to
requirement.
oppose on this weird situation, because it is a quite weird situation to discuss, right?
Put it this way. Brad Wilcox would not be here if it weren't for that commandment. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for that commandment, and neither would Brett. All three of the men you see on the screen right now are a product of plural marriage somewhere in our ancestry. And look at what we're doing right now. Brad
What do you mean?
Wilcox is an amazing guy. He's helped so many people. He wouldn't even exist if it weren't for that. It was the Lord's will.
What do you mean? No. You said all three of you guys are a product of plural marriage?
Yes.
Not directly.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Go
like
back
my-
a few generations.
Yeah, my parents were not.
Okay. I'm just confused about because my hard time is with why would come to that? You know what I mean? Because it's a weird topic to discuss, and that's why I wanted to discuss it on this platform. And I'm not.
Right.
I'm just trying to understand it better.
Yeah,
if
well,
you will.
that's what it is. Why? Because the Lord needed to raise up a seed unto himself. He needed the church to grow at a certain rate. And if it didn't, probably wouldn't, have turned
stamped out.
Yeah, the government would have just steamrolled all over Brigham Young and everyone else. And it was, the Lord's ways are mysterious and they're higher than our ways. And, I don't claim to understand it. Personally, I don't think I would be very happy doing it. I know my wife would not. She is very, prone to kind of jealousy. And she would not like that. And I wouldn't like it either. I would feel just But you know what? If the Lord asked us to do it, you bet your bottom dollar we would do it.
The government would have steamrolled over. Can you explain
saints.
further when you say the government would have steamrolled all over a saint?
Yes, the government, the numbers of Latter-day Saints in the Utah Territory would be so teeny tiny, miniature, that they could just be pushed around very easily by the U.S. government or whomever. It's a lot of history. We can't really get into all of it, but point is, the Lord blessed.
Lately, I believe that another church, I don't want to name them specifically, but I believe they had just they'd categorized gay marriage as okay now, and that's why I'm breaching this topic.
If you're talking about the Catholic Church, they did not do that.
I am.
They did not do that.
They didn't?
No. Pope Francis was saying that
Are you not
that
familiar with
legally
exactly
he
what
thinks
Pope
that
just- the
civil
Pope just said?
unions.
No, hold on 1 second, because the Pope just literally said it's totally fine to be married.
No.
If you are gay,
He said
or
no.
not.
He said civil
I believe
unions.
He just said that.
No. He said civil unions. Okay, civil
What does that
unions
mean?
are distinct from marriage, and that was the whole point of it. Okay? He does
So
not
fucking in an asshole is totally fine.
what did you
right?
say?
That's what they said.
Pardon?
What?
Sorry, caller, I
I
didn't
believe
hear.
he said something about fucking an asshole is totally fine now.
That is it. See, the Pope is not someone you should be listening. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball.
Brett.
And
Hi,
this is Mormon Talk, the one and only.
Sorry, I still have my headphones on. I was listening to you. I didn't expect you to answer. So first, I want to preface this with saying, don't be scared. I'm going to keep everything very nice. But I
Okay.
do want to preface it by saying I am an ex-Mormon. Please don't hang up. But I want to say I've been listening, and I want to apologize for all the awful things I've heard on your show. It has disgusted me, and just I couldn't listen and not try to call and say that the things I've heard people saying have upset me so much, and I can't believe that anybody would call, even being someone that left the church for my own personal reasons, which I will not discuss on your show. I love the members of the church, and the church made me a better person in its own ways, and I would never, ever imagine ever saying those things. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a very
so
grown
for someone
up
to have
and
that.
that is a very
What?
grown up and mature way to look at it, you know?
Yeah, and for someone to call and have that much hate and
it's-
dislike
it's
for a
disgusting.
religion that they, whether they understand it or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you
when
know
people,
what? Yeah, go
when
ahead.
people ask me things like about the temple, something sacred, I say, you know what? That's sacred to members of the religion, so I'm not going to talk about it. Even though I know about it and I've left, I know that it's sacred to you guys.
High five.
Well, thank you so much.
So I'm not
caller,
going to
real
speak
quick.
on something
Caller,
that's
real
going
quick.
to do that.
Real quick.
Yes.
We wish we could shake your hand, but we can't because we're far away and because of COVID. But Brett and I have this new thing. We want to connect with our viewers. So we're putting our hands up to the screen right now. And you know what? Can you just put your hand up on the screen so just feel kind of the warmth coming from the screen and just
Oh,
kind
yes,
of
of
pretend it's
course.
us?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. And just so you know, I called since the first person said the horrible thing they said. I've been calling nonstop, redial,
Right. Oh,
redial.
thank you.
Because I want you guys to know that people might leave the church. They might disagree with you.
Sure.
I'm a biblical Christian now, but I still have compassion for you guys. I still love you guys.
Thank you. People need
And
to hear
I don't
this,
have any ill will towards you. None.
Thank you.
And I want people to know that.
Thank you. That
And
is
I want people to
lovely
hear
and
that they
wonderful.
don't need to be calling and saying these horrible things towards you. They don't. There's no reason.
And it gets worse, you know, like
So-
there, first of all, there's a lot of LDS families that are watching the show too, and this is how long have you been watching the show?
This is my first time.
Well, you know what? You're
Thank you.
scratching the surface. We've had people call in and splash the show with
filth,
with pornographic video submissions.
Oh, are you? That's disgusting.
And with telling the viewers of pornographic URLs, and we don't want to tell people about this, but we even had at Brett's house. Okay, someone got Brett's address, and there were a squad of 4 different men riding without clothing on quads outside of the house,
so
and they were
sorry.
all holding up signs saying, just filth things about Brett O'Call, and his wife and children saw that.
And I'm so glad you answered my call, because when I heard him say, I don't think we can take any more calls, I was so hoping you would answer one more, because I wanted you to know that not everybody is like that. Even if they aren't members of the church, even if they've left the church, not everyone's going to treat you guys like that. Not everyone's thinking those things. Not everyone's going to do those things.
Thank you
so
for
I'm
being
really
a good
glad
example.
you answered. And I don't know what you're going to do, because you're right. Especially when it says right there are families watching. I mean, that's the worst part of it all.
Right.
Is that they know they're subjecting children to that, and there's no reason. There's just no reason. But beyond that, it's just about being kind to each other, no matter what we believe.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. And, I get a lot of bad things, too, from LDS members that are still in, because I left. But I don't want that, and I don't want for myself, and I don't want that for you guys either. So I appreciate you guys even speaking to me after I said I was an ex-Mormon. I wasn't sure if you'd hang up right
this
away,
is a show
which
for
I would have
everybody.
understood with what you've gotten tonight, though. Just not knowing what I would say. But I'm glad that I listened, and I'm glad that I could call, and thank you. And I hope that it stops soon. I'm glad that I hope that it stops soon, and I hope that you get, some better reactions.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, and your call is not falling on deaf ears, I promise. Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful night.
Have a great night.
Okay.
We have to prepare.
Oh, shoot.
Hello?
Caller,
Hello?
we apologize
Make
greatly.
this really quick. But hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball.
And Vertical.
So I'm just a little confused. I just joined the church. My hubby has been divorced, but he was married in the temple. So does that mean I never get him for the rest of my life?
No, so if you and he will live worthy to be sealed in the temple, you can be sealed together for time and all eternity. Does that answer your question, caller?
Oh.
Yes,
My question is why do I not get him at the end and he does, if he chose not to have that?
I don't know what your... Are you suggesting that
How
you
do
want to
you
have
not know
multiple
what I'm
husbands?
asking? I think it's pretty... No, I don't want multiple husbands. I
Well,
want
then you
one,
won't
and I
have
want
that. You'll
the
only
one
have
not
one.
to be
So anyway,
committed
we have to go.
to multiple women.
All righty. Hello, we're gonna go on a quick break here, and we're gonna. We are going to call our guest and let them know that they can come on the air. So we're gonna go on a quick break, and when we come back, Brad Wilcox will be joining us and taking some calls for part of the night as well. So everyone, don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Every road is paved with chances to step up to higher ground. You can see your destination, but the sun is going down. It's a season for courage, wherever you are. Stand up a little taller. A season for courage, the time is right now. Don't you know you just can't lose? All you gotta do is choose. And it's a season for courage. There is more than you imagine, locked behind your disbelief. There is magic in beginning. You just take one step, just one small step. And it's a season for courage, wherever you are. Stand up a little taller. A season for courage, the time is right now. Don't you know you just can't lose? All you gotta do is choose. And choose and choose every moment who you want to be. And as the walls come down, you will see the reason. It's a season for courage. A season for courage, wherever you are. Stand up a little taller. A season for courage, the time is right now. Don't you know you just can't lose? All you gotta do is choose. And it's a season for courage.
Holy breath, move in me, warm my soul and fill my need. I've grown so cold from bitter rain, and I need to feel the fire. Hold me close in love's sure grasp. Don't let me go, I'm falling fast. Make from my embers a mighty flame, 'cause I need to feel the fire again.
See that little hill on the side of the town. See that mine turn back around. Catch your see that deed. See that little hill on the side and time it and turn back around. Up and climb it and climb it and up and climb it and climb it and on up and climb. Go on up and the town. See that little hill on the side of the town. Go on up and climb it. See that little hill on the side of the town. Go on up and climb it and turn back down. Go on up and climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of the town. Go on up and climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles. Go on up and climb it and turn back. See that little hill on the side of the town? Go on up and climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you need. Go on up and climb around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. Climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. Fields, and you'd feel safe there. Of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you kneel and you feel indeed you wanna go and help every soul that you see. You wanna go and share what you know inside and show you love them. Out, be around, catch your breath at miles and miles. Go on up and climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles. Catch your breath, little hill on the side, and climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you kneel and you feel indeed you wanna go and help every soul that you see. You wanna go and share what you know inside and show you love them. Around, catch your breath at miles and miles. Climb it and turn back the town. Go on up and climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you kneel and you feel indeed you wanna go and help every soul that you see. You wanna go and share what you know inside and show you love them. Out beyond this home so dear, there's another call I hear, and the river turns to sea, and the stars smile back at me, and little butterflies inside now, and the home that I'll go back. And I remember days when we laughed so hard. We walked along the roads in the country so far. I remember children and sounds in the streets, and we belonged there. And then a broken man in his house one day, he said he wasn't sure if he knew how to pray. Then he tried and said what's in his heart, so pure and easy. Slowly turn around and see there's a part of them in me. Now the birds are flying home through the hills above the storm, and I know that I should follow, but it's hard to say goodbye. And the river turns to sea, and the stars smile back at me, and all the butterflies are gone now, but it's time to come back. It's been said that to live is to see that little hill on, climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you kneel and you feel indeed you wanna go and help every soul that you see. You wanna go and share what you know inside and show you love them. Out beyond this home so dear, there's another call I hear, and the river turns to sea, and the stars smile back at me, and little butterflies inside now, and the home that I'll go back. And I remember days when we laughed so hard. We walked along the roads in the country so far. I remember children and sounds in the streets, and we belonged there. And then a broken man in his house one day. He said he wasn't sure if he knew how to pray. Then he tried and said what's in his heart, so pure and easy. Slowly turn around and see there's a part of them in me. Now the birds are flying home through the hills above the storm, and I know that I should follow, but it's hard to say goodbye. And the river turns to sea, and the stars smile back at me, and all the butterflies are gone now, but it's time to come back.
Everybody say, everybody out. Well, I would like to hold my little hand. How we will run with, how we will cry with. I would like to hold my little hand. How we will run with, how we will cry. Send me in my way, send me in my way, send me in my way, send me on my way.
Grow old, time has come. See that little hill on the miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you kneel and you feel indeed you wanna go and help every soul that you see. You wanna go and share what you know inside and show you love them. Out beyond this home so dear, there's another call I hear, and the river turns to sea.
There is a dark city. There is a beast with 3 heads who desires to enslave you. But hidden within the shadows, there is a sword that consumes this darkness once and for all. If only you will master the courage to wield it. From critically acclaimed author Carson O. Kimball. dark synergy of porn, excessive eating, and gaming exposes the pig cycle and dismantles the lies that enshroud its insidious reign. Pig, the dark synergy of porn, excessive eating, and gaming, coming fall of 2020.
Of the town, go on up and climb it and turn back around.
Definitely wanted the climb and turn it back around.
Hello, everyone. We are back on the air, and we are expecting a phone call any minute now. We're a little bit flustered. Sorry to our viewers and also to Brad Wilcox as well. We are trying to keep our system afloat right now. We are expecting his call any minute, though. So anyway,
it's snowing, and how am I getting allergies?
Okay, great. Okay. We'll be right back. Just one moment, okay? Dude. Okay, hold on. Is it this number? Hold on. Let's see. Is it this number?
I thought he emailed you about his number.
Hold on. I'm looking through my emails right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a new one. Oh, it's not from him though. Okay, hold on.
You're really subscribed to the Chris Christie fan page?
There.
So sorry, everyone. We're back.
We're doing our best. We're trying to switch systems because right now, Brad has let us know that he doesn't want to call over our typical system that we have set up for our callers because he doesn't want to get interrupted in any way, which respect that for our guest that yes, man of the hour that we have. It's 20 minutes past.
I know that, dude.
Anyway, so we're just trying to figure out the best way. I'll stop boring. I'll stop boring you with the Wait, it's set up right. It's set up right.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry, everyone. We're just waiting for that. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, everyone. We're waiting for this phone call to come through. We're not able to have anyone in studio with us, so we have to just rely on the phone system. But Brad Wilcox, I guess, we made a little last minute change, and so he is not going to be calling us through our regular system like right here. We're trying to route. But the only problem is he would prefer to call like one of our cell phones, but then you guys wouldn't be able to hear.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to route his phone call from one of our phones to our system on the computer, and I'm texting my brother Wilson and trying to figure that out with him.
Make sure Wilson's not messing around this time.
I think I'm gonna call Wilson real quick if you want to kind of distract everyone.
Yeah, so we're really excited. Brad is a great guy. I've never really been able to speak to him personally until we started getting
just the back and forth.
Yeah, the just trying to work out the logistics of making this happen, and in that correspondence, I've kind of gotten to know him a little bit better. Through the business, sometimes we weave in a little bit of personal, and it's been an absolute pleasure, and so we're really excited for this.
And then onto the computer so everyone can hear.
He had a strict time, so it's not going to be as long of a conversation as we were hoping, because there has been some issue setting it up. So we were hoping for a full hour, or maybe even a little bit more with a cherry on top.
We're willing to go over for him,
We are.
So sorry, Brad Wilcox.
Of course. But we're really excited to get to know him. And we're excited for you guys too, because you guys are going to get to know him in a way that is a little bit more intimate than you may have seen him in the past, unless you had him as a professor, of course. That would have been an honor. I didn't
go to BYU.
Yeah, I didn't get the privilege to go and have him as a professor. So, but we're gonna get.
Okay. So right now we're waiting for a phone call. I just messaged Brad Wilcox, told him if
we're open.
We're open for business, and to call in. But in the meantime, what are some questions that you guys would like to ask Brad Wilcox? Go ahead and populate the chat with some questions, everybody.
Yeah, or questions that you would like us to ask.
Oh, someone's trying to give us technical help. Cool. Also, populate the chat with technical help for us if you know how to get a cell phone to get phone calls from someone else, and then feed that phone call into a Skype system. And then, someone's saying that we need 1.21 gigawatts to the flux capacitor. Here, I'll look that up.
Doesn't every capacitor flux? Isn't that redundant?
Wilson? this Wilson? Can you hand the phone to Wilson? Hey, Wilson.
Is that Lieben?
No, I think Lieben has Wilson's phone. Is Wilson looking it up for me? Lieben? Okay, cool. Great.
Dave, we didn't want to put the spone.
Hold on 1 second.
We didn't want to put.
Have Wilson call me back. Can you have Wilson call me back in a sec?
We didn't want to put the phone on speaker,
Okay.
because we actually tried that in the past, and there was some horrible sounds that would just come through the phone, ear-shattering screeches, and so we didn't want to subject the chat to that. Something to do with the feedback system between our microphones and the telephone, and the computer itself. There was so much technology happening in one small spot that it really created an awful sound, and so we just didn't want to subject this stream to that. We thank you for your suggestion.
Christy wants to call. Okay, use your CRM 114 and your THX 11. Okay, I'm looking up. Flux capacitor requires 1.21 gigawatts of electrical power to operate, which is roughly equivalent to the power produced by 15 typical commercial airplane jet engines. What? No,
we're not.
This is a computer issue, guys.
Yeah,
this
we're
is
not
a,
flying airplanes.
Guys, this is just there are families literally watching, waiting for Brad Wilcox to be on the air. Okay.
Chris Christie, we would absolutely love to have your call, but unfortunately tonight our time slot is fully booked. But maybe we can set it up some other time. Not next week. We are completely booked next week as well. But the week after that, Chris Christie, we would it would be a pleasure.
Yeah, we'd be
beyond honored.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, Brad Wilcox is not responding right now. So, but if you... Oh, we're getting a call. Awesome. Hello, and welcome to Mormon Talk. Is this Brad Wilcox?
Mr. Wilcox, it is a pleasure.
Hello.
Awesome. Welcome to the show. We were so worried whether or not you'd come through, but we're glad you're here.
Yes. I'm sorry it's been more than difficult. We really did try to make this a seamless, smooth experience. A little rough around the edges. We apologize, but we're here now, so thank you.
Awesome. Well,
no problem.
Everyone here is a huge fan. You and I have already spoken on the phone. And
wait a minute, I don't think this is Brad Wilcox. I think that is Brad Wilcox.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, great. So first of all,
you said you had a speech planned tonight. We're sorry that we couldn't get the intro music that you wanted queued up exactly because there was technical difficulty with getting you on the line.
But the second half, so we're going to do 30 minutes of Brother Wilcox here talking, and then we're going to do 30 more minutes of a live Q&A. Let's just go ahead and do the Q&A. Why not?
Yeah.
I really wanted to hear the speech.
Thank you.
Well, let's so before we start, is there like a leading thought that you wanted to lead off this Q&A with, Brad Wilcox?
I would just say that really enjoy following your program. You gentlemen, faithful brothers, have a platform that a lot of people respect. They really look to you for advice, guidance, support, inspiration, and I just want to thank you for that.
Awesome.
Wow. Well, big words for some little guys like us, but I'm speechless. Thank you so. Yes.
Yeah, and we spoke a little bit over the phone. about how your family has been getting through this whole COVID thing. And, you know, I asked you because we get that call a lot, you know, how am I going to get through this spiritually? So we wanted to ask you live on the air. You can maybe give some of the same answer you gave me, but how has your family been dealing with the COVID, you know, pandemic spiritually? You know, how are you keeping yourselves as anxiously engaged as you were saying you were?
Yes, you cut out a little bit, but the answer, the best answer I could give you is that, you know, the best way to get through this, pay your tithing, pay it, and pay it, and as long as you're doing that, everything else will come.
Well, cool. That's a little bit of a different answer you gave me over the phone, but I mean that's obviously another huge part of it. You know,
Yeah.
The Lord promises us that when we pay our tithing, the windows of heaven will be open. And you know what? Our temporal needs will be met when we give up, you know, that 10%. And so that's awesome. So everyone, please, if you're taking notes, all the families and stuff, this is Brad Wilcox. He's an amazing speaker. I'm sorry to flatter you live on the air. I'm sure you get this every time you speak, and I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. But you know what? We're so grateful. So everyone, write that down. Do you have any questions for Brother Wilcox while we're here? And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the chat.
Well, you know,
I see if we have any more questions.
I personally wondered, you know,
thank you.
The feeling of being on the journey that you're on and following the path that God has set forth for you and having it take you to such a great place, you know, to be looked upon and held in, you know, such esteem. You know, I'm wondering how has that been internally for you? How have you?
So you're cutting out a little bit, but your question is how has what been now?
I'm sorry, I was using the bad microphone. It's not a bad microphone. Sorry, you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm a little nervous.
Sure, understandable.
Okay, sorry. No, I apologize, Mr. Wilcox. A little confusion over here on our side. I'm a little nervous as well. I was trying to ask. God has set forth in front of you an amazing path, and a path that has led you to where you are. But you know, it's put you in such high esteem, you know, in my eyes, and you know, I've looked up to you, and I know Carson here has, and I know many others have as well. And I was just wondering, you know, what is that like for you? You know, what is it like to be on such a gracious path?
Yes. Well, I would say that the best way to describe it would be for me to look to those others who I hold in high esteem, and just try to make them proud.
Wow.
And you and I, you gentlemen, you good brothers, know who those people are, right? I mean, we all have those role models within the church, and we just, you know, we want to do as they ask. We want to stay on that covenant path. As you know, we want to do what they say. We want to be obedient, and as long as we're doing those things, and I feel like if I'm advocating for them, I'm really their mouthpiece, and so for those to hold me in esteem only makes me feel like it's them holding really the rightful people in esteem, if that makes sense.
I don't think I've heard a better answer than that. You know.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for your service.
That's awesome. And you know what? We feel that same way about you, and I think it's a chain that goes all the way down from the Lord to the meager little guys like us. I'll be honest, and I did mention this over the phone a little bit, but I will tell our audience, I'm very nervous. I'm physically shaking. Brett's physically shaking too, because we love Brad Wilcox. I own every book, and that's another question that I wanted to ask. But do you have any future books that you are writing right now that may come in the near future?
Yes, I can't say too much about them, but one is an expose, I guess you would say, of some individuals who I can't name right now, but let's just say they would be anti-church individuals.
Oh,
really?
Wow, that's
a new step.
Interesting, because your other stuff that you've written, have dealt with beautiful topics like the atonement, or you gave a very special talk on grace that I've referenced on the show a couple times before. With we have some
recently too
some evangelical viewers that call in, and they naturally have a problem with the restored gospel and our understanding of grace. And so, what would you say to the evangelical Christian who would argue that works are or that the Lord does not ask us to really do anything, to really put our shoulder to the wheel, to change our behavioral patterns? What would you say to those people who think that you just need to believe that the Lord has saved you and that's it? What would you say to those individuals, and how would you encourage them to maybe live a more Christ-centered life in more than just their words, but their deeds as well?
I would ask them one question, and that is whether or not they believe in the full Word of God. The full Word of God includes, as we all know, the very well-known faith without works is dead.
Right. Yeah. Right. And you have really your talk, His grace is sufficient, was an amazing talk. I'm sure you hear that literally everywhere you go. Sorry, once again, we don't want this to be just a big shower of our affection on you, but we genuinely, you talk about how when we get to heaven, you don't picture the Lord telling people to leave, but you picture people who maybe have not lived a Christ-centered life leaving on their own accord, and the Lord asking them, please stay.
That's right, and you brethren, of my recent calling. It's a prestigious calling. It's one that I do not take lightly, and I think you have said it better than I could at this moment in terms of the things that I'm going to be teaching within this new calling. I will pull upon that. I'll grant it a famous talk that yes I gave, that I wrote, but you just summarized it perfectly, and I just want to give you kudos to both of you brethren.
Well, thank you so much. What's it like, and sorry, this is another weird question because this is just, you're used to, speaking with these individuals a lot, but what's it like working with the leaders of the church, namely the Quorum of the 12 and First Presidency? Do you have any personal anecdotes that you'd like to share with maybe about President Nelson? If that's not an inappropriate question, I'm so sorry if it is. Or just anything interesting that you would like to share, anecdotes about your, personal interactions with the prophet or even the Lord's apostles. Hello? Uh-oh. We lost him. Here, let's try calling him back.
What happened?
Oh no. Do you think that was a bad question?
bad question. I thought it was a great question. I was going to ask on the opposite side, working with Nelson and the quorum, what it's like to kind of then turn around and work with the students in his classroom, to
I don't think he's teaching at BYU.
No, I know, but I mean, like, to like live between those two worlds.
Right.
But maybe that is a bad question.
Here, just distract people.
I gotta say, I must be stinking up the room right now because I am just sweating profusely. I know it seems like I do really, really, really good under stressful situations and pressure and public speaking, and I do for the most part. But when confronted with a situation like this where I'm talking to someone who is revered, that I revere, I'm kind of just beside myself.
That wasn't Brad Wilcox.
What do you mean?
That guy was fake. That guy was faking it. That's not the same. You've got to be kidding me.
Well, wait, what's Brad's?
Hold
what's
on.
Brad's number?
I'm trying to call him. I have the number right here, but.
Well, tell me the number and so I can line it up.
No,
Oh wait, no, that's not a good idea. I'm sorry. No, we shouldn't.
Okay, we're getting another call. Hello, and you're on the air. If this is Brad Wilcox, did we?
Sorry,
lose you?
1 second.
Hello?
Is Brad Wilcox on?
No, he just was a second ago. We're gonna have to go ahead and hang up on you. We're trying to get him back right now.
Wait, I thought you said that.
Oh, sorry. Fuck it.
No, no, that wasn't him. Oh, that was not Brad. I'm so frustrated. Hold on.
Are you sure that wasn't him?
No,
Do you think he would be calling from a different number though?
I just looked at that. That's not the same number. Yeah, I know. But the voice sounded different.
It did, but hearing it over the computer versus hearing it on
I know, that's what I was thinking, but okay. I'm so sorry, everyone. We are running around like cackle hatchery chickens with our heads cut off.
Without our cackle hatchery eggs.
Yeah. And I am freaking out right now. I think we might have just gotten the wrong person on the air who sounded exactly like Brad Wilcox, who we were speaking to, literally just this afternoon. I'm sort of freaking out right now. Hello, sorry, we are waiting for Brad Wilcox, but if this is he, go ahead and welcome back to the air.
Hi, this is not Brad Wilcox.
No, you're not allowed on the air then. Hello, is this Brad Wilcox?
Yes.
No.
Hello, is this Brad Wilcox?
This is the fake Brad Wilcox.
The what?
Go ahead. Sorry, we're trying to get Brad Wilcox on the air. Do we look like we're here? Okay, you know what? I'm shutting it down. Do we look like we're here to just be like made fools of right now? We've been emailing Brad Wilcox last week, okay? And I spoke to him on the phone last night and this afternoon. We had everything lined up. We're expecting a call. We didn't get a call, okay? It's the second hour of the show where he was supposed to call in, and then we got a call, and then someone who sounded a lot like the person who we were talking to, who we assumed to be Brad Wilcox, okay? Because I should have known because I was asking him the same questions I asked him when we were speaking before the show, and he was giving completely different answers. But I was so excited and so nervous that I was just going with it, and we weren't getting any other calls, so I thought that must have been him. But you know what? Something is telling me right now that he probably didn't call in because he heard what kind of just splash calls were coming in the first hour and did not want. Maybe he thought this was just a joke. Maybe you guys made him feel like it was a joke, and like if he came on here, he'd be doing the wrong thing, and he'd been putting this face right here on the screen to be splashed with the filth that you guys are spraying from your mouths and your brains.
I wouldn't want my name associated with the show too in
if
the
that's
current state.
Yeah.
You know, the way that people treat the show.
I don't think you guys realize. Okay.
This is a big opportunity for Carson and I. This is something that we've been trying to kind of break into for a while, is, you know, having this be a more serious show. You know, having this, you know, we like having the fun-loving, you know, Carson and Brett, and we're on and we're talking, but we also, you know, we were hoping to someday down the line kind of have segments like this where we can talk with prestigious people and have a genuine interview, a Q&A session, and, you know, this is something that we've really tried to I'm not going to say rebrand Mormon Talk, because this is, you know, a small part of what we aspired to from the beginning, is to have something where we can, you know, have serious people, real people call the show and, you know, give us
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you kneel, and you feel indeed you wanna go around. Catch your breath at miles. See that? See that? See that? See that? See that? See that?
What's that? You guys are. Hello?
Hello? Brett? Brett and Carson, is that you? How's it going, gentlemen? Oh, just spilled my colostomy bag. Sorry about that, boys.
See that? See that? Catch your breath.
We are back, everyone. Sorry about that. I think we are kind of just going to let this one go, but if we had a bunch of communication before the show and during the first hour, but then it just went silent with Brad Wilcox and us, and the phone number that he was using to call us, we're receiving no answer from, and we just want to let everyone know that the caller that called in and was having a back and forth with us was not Brad Wilcox. It sounded very similar to him. Like Brett was saying, when we have someone calling in over the phone and hearing their voice come from that speaker, it can sound one way, but then from a computer audio, which is where we're hearing it right now, it could sound a little less rich or a little more so, depending on the computer. And so we're so sorry for the confusion. I think that my theory is that Brad Wilcox decided not to call in because he saw kind of some of the inappropriate nature of the phone calls in the first hour, and just the way that people were making a mockery of our show and trying to mock us, and maybe he didn't want to be mocked because he's a man that's in a leadership position in the church. And, you know, if that got on the news or something, someone calling in and saying some of the filth that is commonly said to us, to him, you know, someone would clip that and, you know, it would get on the news wild. And it wouldn't be good for anyone. Our show would be flooded probably with more trolls, and the church would be
We are in a position
shamed.
where we can take it, right? Carson and I are in, we don't have anything to lose necessarily. I mean, we do, but, you know, not in the way that Mr. Wilcox does. And so, you know, when you guys are in bad shape, like you have been this night, when you guys don't really show any respect, why would he come here? Why would he waste his time? You know, sure, we can talk to him, but he can just call us on the phone, right? We can talk to him directly that way and have our little interview. Why waste time coming on a show like this when clearly you guys don't care? We got a call while we're on break. We were looking to make sure that we weren't missing a call from Brad, and someone was talking about the colostomy bag. You know, when you guys are showing such little respect, why should he even show up? Why should he even appear? I don't blame him.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the chat.
Why?
I'm just trying to get to the bottom. Like maybe
the same people that drove him away from not calling into the show?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe there's information.
Why should we give them?
Maybe there's information that we don't know that's in the chat.
Go buy the cow bread. Yeah, great information.
Yeah, that's immature. Randy A. Williams is saying, not this song, please. Beth is saying, I was kind.
Thank you, Dr. Shades.
I'm not sure what she's referring to. Beth, you're kind, don't worry, says Nate. Maybe there was some more accusations of bullying going on earlier. Okay, I just don't know what to make of this. Chris Christie, I don't know. At this point, I don't even know if I trust that that's Chris Christie. I'll be honest with you. Do you? I don't know.
I mean, he has the username.
Right, but he could have gotten that username back at the height of Chris Christie's popularity.
Yeah, but don't you think at the height of Chris Christie's popularity?
Oh,
Chris
wait
Christie
a tick. We're getting a... Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson O'Kimball and Brett O'Call. Is this Brad Wilcox?
Hello.
Caller. Hello, is this Brad Wilcox?
This is actually Randy A. Williams.
Well,
okay, Mr. Williams. Would you mind being on hold for just a minute?
Yes, absolutely.
Or real quick, actually, do you what's your real quick? Do you what's your just real quick? What's your call? What do you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll yeah. So I'm actually was just going to call and say I'm actually up in Orem right now, and I just got out of Chuckarama, and I convinced the waitress to give me some of the leftovers, and I was just wondering if you guys want me to come up after, and we can, just split dinner, or and late dinner, I guess.
Where'd you get dinner?
Chuckarama.
Oh, you were at Chuckarama. I don't think they allow people to take leftovers.
I know. I convinced the waitress to let me take some.
Did you get
That must have been some smooth talking.
That's some smooth talk. Did you get scones?
Absolutely, I did.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, definitely be in touch after the show. And
okay.
Lehigh is quite a drive from Orem, but
I'm willing to make it. I know you guys are feeling
wonderful
down right now. So
wonderful. We would love for some honey butter and some scones.
Absolutely.
About scones. We need to look for Brad.
I'll bring it. And then yes, we're still waiting for Brad Wilcox, I assume.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and
yes. Yeah. Good night, brother.
Sift through. Hello. Hello, caller. Is this Brad Wilcox? Brad.
Hello.
No,
Hello.
It's a female. Hello, caller. Is this Brad Wilcox?
Hi. I was just wondering.
Hello, caller. Is this Brad Wilcox?
Yes, it is.
No.
Hello.
I will.
Is this Brad Wilcox?
No, it sounds like a kid.
This is Brad Wilcox reporting for duty, and also you're on the naughty list.
That's not Brad Wilcox. Okay, these are all troll calls. I'll give it one more go. Hello, is this Brad Wilcox? I can't. All right. Well, everyone, so sorry that things didn't turn out.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for them. I'm not sorry for Brad not showing up to this. I don't blame him. I'm sorry that you guys are holding us back. You guys are holding us back from the greatness that this show could become, the potential that this show has. You guys are really just clawing us back down to the bottom of the bucket. I don't know why you guys think that's cute or funny. You know, I thought maybe, you know, if we were to show some real sincerity in bringing this show forward to produce more content that everyone would like, I thought that, you know, you guys would kind of be along for the ride. You know, I thought you guys would shape up and show some respect. I thought, you know, with us announcing that Mr. Wilcox was going to be on the show tonight with us, I thought everyone that wanted to be a troll would have just kind of taken the night off and maybe not watched it at all. Or if you did, because you're genuinely interested in the content that we're providing, maybe you just sit back, leave the phone on the other side of the room, and just watch, you know, what could have been. So thank you for nothing.
And I just wanted to say, just to add to what Brett was saying, I want you to know that this was a big deal for us. Brett Wilcox would have been the first guest that we had on the show that was widely known.
Do you know what it took? Keep going. I'm sorry.
Far and clear. And we have been victims of your guys' harassment before, but this time, like Brett was saying, like this time I think
it's over the line.
It was taken way too far. And because this was not just like a messing with us. You're messing with someone that a lot of people respect, and this could have made the show a lot bigger than it is, and it deserves to be a little more widely known. I think just we put a lot of work into it, and to have Brad Wilcox on the show live for everybody to see would have been so cool, so fun, and so uplifting. It's so just people could have taken notes and carried something forward with them forever. They could have kept it forever, kept this show in their hearts, but instead people had to chase that opportunity away for us to have. They had to chase it away, and it's like opening the door and there's like a little stray kitten or something like that, and instead of letting it in and starting a whole new life, you just kick it off. You just kick it into the street, and that's how we feel. That's how I feel. I know that's how Brett feels. I know that's how
he was
Brad
a professor. A well-known professor at BYU. He wrote many books, and there was so much to learn tonight. To talk to the man to talk to the man himself. We're done. Here, I'll turn it.
See that little hill on the side of the town? Go on up and climb it and turn back. Go on up and climb it and turn back. Go on up and climb it and turn back around. Catch on up and climb it and turn back. See that See that.
There's a place I've come to know where the righteous always flow. It's a beacon for my soul. It is called Mormon Soul. Carson has shown me hope, that happiness is mine. Jesus takes my load through the rough and tumble time, and I will raise all the curtains up, unlatch the window to His love. I will bow my head to Thee, fast and pray, get on my knees and say, I will pray. There's a book that draws me near to His everlasting light, and the truth is witness clear, and I know what's wrong from right.
See that little hill on the side of the town? Go on up and climb it and turn back around. Catch your breath at miles and miles of fields, and you'd feel safe there. And there alone you kneel and you feel indeed you wanna go and help every soul that you see. You wanna go and share what you know inside and show you love them. Out beyond this home so dear, there's another call I hear, and the river turns to sea, and the stars smile back at me, and little butterflies inside now, and a home that I'll go back. And I remember days when we laughed so hard. We walked along the roads in the country so far. I remember children and sounds in the streets, and we belonged there. And then a broken man in his house one day, he said he wasn't sure if he knew how to pray. Then he tried and said what's in his heart, so pure and easy. Turn around and see there's a part of them in me. Now the birds are flying home through the hills above the storm, and I know that I should follow, but it's hard to say goodbye. Turns to sea, and the stars smile back at me, and all the butterflies are gone now, but it's time to come back. Feel nice, she said yes, every time now. He never hung his hat up at Kitty's place. I should have been a cowboy. See that little hill.